Yo, what is up, guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, heavyweight prospect Johnny Fisher successfully moves to 4-0 with 4 knockouts. He defeated Alvaro Terrero by a second round stoppage. And this fight was as one-sided as we expected. Now, I've been keeping a close eye on Johnny Fisher since he turned pro. He turned pro with very little amateur background. I believe he had a few junior fights in the amateurs. I'm not sure whether he's had any senior fights, but nevertheless, he's had very little amateur background in turning pro. And you can definitely tell that in his style. Fundamentally, he is very raw, but he's definitely a strong, powerful kid. And since his pro debut, I have been noticing some slight improvements from Johnny Fisher. This fight, he came out in the first round varying his jab more than he usually did in his previous fights. He was varying the jab from body to head, trying to open up Alvaro Terrero to land big power shots. And he was also changing the power on the jab. Sometimes he'd throw a light jab, other times it would be a power jab. So the jab in this fight had a bit more variety than it did in the previous fights. He was trying to create his own openings and really set Terrero up for a big shot. So I liked that from Johnny Fisher. He also started the fight by throwing a few feints, trying to draw the lead and things like that, which was good. And then, in the first round, Johnny Fisher was the aggressor, boxing behind the jab, trying to land hard overhand rights behind it. Occasionally he would throw the right uppercut and actually tried to go to the body as well. He was trying to throw different shots, show his punch variety, which is good in a sense, but when he tries to throw the uppercut, for example, he does throw it when he's way out of distance, and that can leave him open for big counter shots. Now, Terrero never made him pay, but he got close on a couple of occasions, so sometimes at times Johnny Fisher is still very excitable in the ring. He'll try and do a bit too much, and he does take risks. So right now, he needs more of these fights to iron that side of his game out. But I did like the attempt of throwing different shots, adding variety to his game, changing levels with his attack to body and head. So first round, Johnny Fisher did dominate it. He pushed Terrero back. He landed the harder shots, landed some good jabs, some good overhand rights, a couple of nice uppercuts to through the middle as well, some hooks to the body. Johnny Fisher dominated the first round, and he finished the fight in the second round by scoring 3 knockdowns. The first knockdown was caused primarily by an uppercut to the head, a right uppercut, I believe. It caught Terrero, it hurt Terrero, and then basically Johnny Fisher kind of bundled him over. Johnny Fisher immediately kind of jumped right back on him, landed a series of shots. Terrero hit the deck again. Terrero beats the count again though, gets back up, and at this point in time Johnny Fisher once again resumes the attack, puts his shots together. Terrero hits the deck again, and then the referee waves it off, and the corner also threw in the towel for Alvaro Terrero. All in all, I think this was the best performance of Johnny Fisher's young career. I liked what he was attempting to do in there with the jab, being a bit more varied with that jab, trying to set up his power punches. I liked that. I liked the attempted changes in punch variety from Johnny Fisher. You can clearly tell that Johnny Fisher is working on a lot in the gym, and he's trying to replicate that in these pro fights in his early career. Right now he is still making mistakes, he is still very raw, but I always appreciate a guy who is trying to learn and trying to implement new things in his game, and we can see that with Johnny Fisher. From fight 1 to fight 4, he's definitely improved, but obviously there's still a long way to go, considering he is a raw novice, essentially, very little amateur background, like I mentioned. So, this was what it was. Johnny Fisher got the job done, he got the knockout victory, and we'll see where he goes next. He's certainly a fun guy to watch. He's aggressive, he hits hard, he does take risks, like I said. So Johnny Fisher's going to be fun to watch no matter how far he goes. I wouldn't describe Johnny Fisher as a blue chip prospect or anything like that, but he's interesting. Again, he's fun to watch, so I'll be following his career. And one thing I can say is, if Johnny Fisher is any good, this guy's going to be a huge star. I think he sold like 1,500 tickets for this fight, and it was a 6-rounder against a guy with a losing record. So the guy's building a fan base in his local area. He comes across very well in interviews and on TV. He's got his head screwed on, he's keen to learn, seems very humble. So Johnny Fisher, if he's any good, this guy's going to make a lot of money in boxing. And, I doubt this happens, but if this guy can get to world level, bro, he's going to be a multi-millionaire. You can see this guy's got star potential, but ultimately, to get to that level, he's got to brush up on his skills. He's got to take the right fights at the right time. He needs to be matched correctly, and that's the thing with Johnny Fisher. When he doesn't have much amateur background, Matchroom and the people around him need to take time. You can't afford to rush this guy. You need to keep him active, keep him busy, and give him the correct learning fights at the correct time. Because there's no rush with Johnny Fisher. What is he, 22 years old? Something like that. The only reservation I have is, in my opinion, Matchroom aren't the best at building prospects. I don't think their matchmaking is the greatest in comparison to guys like Top Rank and even Frank Warren, to be honest. So we'll see what happens with Johnny Fisher. I'll certainly be following his career. He's fun to watch. Seems like a good dude as well. So yeah, we'll see where he goes, man. Interesting prospect though. Share your thoughts below. It's been your guy Delboy. Peace.